What's up, everybody?
Hey.
What's going on?
What is happening?
We are live.
That we are.
Welcome to another episode of We're Gonna Have Words, where we discuss, debate, explore, and sometimes argue topics on life, love, relationships, and family. I'm your host, Mandy, along with my hubs.
E-Dub. What up, everybody?
What's up?
I have a question.
Sure.
Next time we go live, can we switch it up so I can say I'm the co-host first and then introduce you?
That don't make no sense.
You like it the way we do it now?
Well, it doesn't make sense to say I'm the co-host. This is the other host. The main host.
So I say I'm your host, E-Dub, along with my co-host and friend and lover and
wife.
I was getting there. And holder of all my dreams and things like that. You know what I'm saying? When I say holder of my dreams, I mean my night dreams. I don't mean the dreams that I aspire to.
You felt like you needed to clarify that?
Yeah, I needed to clarify that for you.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, we could switch it up if you want to switch it up.
Okay.
I've asked you if you wanted to do that before, and you was like, no, I'm good.
No, I didn't want to before, but now I'm thinking just once. I just want to do it one time just to see how it makes me feel.
You could do like a whole men's thing. I've been trying to get you to do that, but...
Yeah, but before we get there, I just want to practice where I start the show out.
Start the show out or start the show?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
I don't think you want to give it up, though.
What?
You're a little selfish.
Wow.
I'm joking. I promise.
Oh,
I promise.
okay.
I promise. No, I'm joking.
Y'all heard it, right? You hear
I promise. I'm joking.
The insultations going on over here?
That's not a word.
No, it's not. The insultations.
That's not a word.
I'm adding a word to the We're Gonna Have Words dictionary. Insultation.
I'm just joking around. I don't really think you're selfish. I'm
giving you the side eye. For those listening, I'm giving them a side eye.
I don't think you're selfish in all things. I just think in regards to the show.
I mean, it was my idea.
Introducing thing.
I produced the entire thing.
I mean, that's true. You are the producer and the engineer and the lights and all of that stuff, and I am the talent.
Maybe even though if it's not done very well, I still do it. So
I'm still the talent, though. But the people don't come to see me. They don't watch the live or go back and look at it to see me. They're here for you.
I don't really understand that, but okay.
Have you seen yourself?
Well, thank you, but you know.
I mean, don't nobody want to see me. They want to see you.
Are you fishing? Are you asking all the ladies to be like, hey, let me know if you're here to see me?
I am not.
Sounds like a fishing expedition.
Not. What is the title of today's podcast?
We talk about...
What was that word?
I was just...
You made up another word just now?
No, I was just added in the insultation because it was just right there.
You like to make up words.
So we're talking about...
Where's that banner? I don't see it.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to put it up.
Throw the banner up there so the people can see what we're talking about today.
Oopsies. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
All right. So what bringing something to the table means? What does it mean to bring something to the table? What do you bring to the table in your relationship? Does it differ for men and women? Like what each party's looking for? And how we as society totally mess the whole meaning of it up.
Do we though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I think so.
So I can start.
We got a comment already.
Already?
Yep. Y'all start the show with a fight. Sometimes.
I just have to set parameters before we start the show because, you know, sometimes people forget I'm the talent.
What is that saying used to say?
Make sure my co-host understands.
something that you hold the tail, whatever. What's that thing?
Oh, well,
Can't say that.
can't say it.
Oh, okay. One of your little
One of my old
Navy
Navy sayings.
sayings.
Yes, I'm this cat. You just hold the tail.
Yeah, well, that's what I wanted to say.
Hmm. Yeah.
You hold the tail. That's the little talent part.
Oh, I do be
Yeah.
holding the tail, all right. Anyhow.
So, okay.
Anyhow.
So let me start. What does bring something to the table mean for you?
What does it mean for me? So, as a younger man, when the fellas used to sit back and talk, and you know,
Uh-huh.
the going thing was, okay, so you meet a lady, and you're interested in having a relationship with her long term,
Mm-hmm.
and so the question would be, okay, well, what does she bring to the table? Loosely translated, is her what are her qualities and attributes that she brings to make her, worth the time of the chase?
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Because make no mistake, as a man, if all we are interested in is having sex with you, it really doesn't matter what you bring to the table. Well, I take that back. You have to be
Oh,
clean.
that's
You have to be clean. But
you have to
other
be
than that,
clean.
you have to be clean.
Like hygiene?
Yes. I'm talking about if all we're interested in is just having sex with you. Because men will have sex with women and just, or women will have,
Wait a
you
minute.
know,
Somebody
oh,
says.
hold on, we'll get there.
Oh, okay. All right.
And women will have sex with men. It could just be a purely physical type situation, a
Mm-hmm.
very sexually specific kind of, interactions
Mm-hmm.
between the
Yeah.
two. And so some of those other qualities aren't going to matter because I'm not going to care if you can cook or clean because I'm not going to be over there like that.
But
I'm coming
I'm
over
talking
there.
about in seriousness
No, I'm
though.
getting there. But I need to make the distinction
Mm.
between how a man thinks when he's only interested in one thing and how he thinks when he's interested in something else. You have to be clear about that. Okay? Because when the fellas are talking about what does she bring to the table, that's deep. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
It's a little bit deeper. That's a different kind of conversation you're gonna have with the fellas. Because in the beginning, when you're just talking about, oh yeah, I met this chick, we hooked up, whatever, or I'm still hooking up with her, whatever, the type of conversation you have is light. Oh yeah, I went over there last night, you know what I mean? I
You just
did my
kicking it.
thing, we just kicking it, or I stayed the night. We went to get some breakfast after, you know what I mean? We went to Shoney's or whatever the old spots were. Yeah,
Shoney's
remember Shoney's? You remember Shoney's? Shoney's used to have the bar
and
buffet.
Denny's.
Yeah. Nah, forget
Remember?
Denny's.
No, we was it Shoney's over there off 103rd?
Shoney's
No, that was
had
Denny's. That was Denny's. They used to have that dirty rice. That dirty rice was
no,
good.
it wasn't Denny's that had the dirty rice.
It
It
was
was
Shoney.
Shoney's.
Was it Shoney?
Yes,
Okay, Shoney. Shoney's had the
Shoney's had
dirty
the
rice.
dirty rice.
Shoney's that dirty
Yes,
rice was good. Dirty rice.
yes. Go to Shoney's for breakfast. This is back when you can get a hotel for $35 a night. Go to breakfast.
Somebody said you're old for that one.
Yeah, well, $25, $30. Get the hotel room, breakfast, $15. Both of y'all got a meal and a drink. All good. It was cool hanging out with you. I'll see you next time.
Right.
So,
Wait. I just want to do okay. So if you're watching now, if you're watching the replay, put in the comments your age. We're just curious to what age group we're reaching, because I don't know anyone else remember Shoney's.
no, Shoney's was good.
Raise your hand if you remember Shoney's.
So,
Um,
like the comment says, if all you doing is just smashing, it
yeah,
doesn't matter.
you're not thinking about that.
Yeah, you're not thinking about that. Now, when you get to a certain age and you start trying to figure out if this is the girl you want to be with in a relationship for a period of time, even if it doesn't stay, you start having different types of conversation with your fellas, because the fella's going to ask you different kinds of things.
Right.
So Now, somebody mentioned in the comments, cook and clean. That might not come up right away
Well,
because it
well,
depends on
for
your.
some, like, yeah, let's
No,
put
no,
that
it
up. Cook
depends
and clean for
on.
starters.
Right, but it depends on your
If you're just getting some
living
cheap, that's not
situations.
even something that gets talked about or thought about, right?
So when you talking about cooking and cleaning, you find that out later on because in the beginning, depends on what your particular situation is. Do you have your own spot? Does she have her own spot? You know what I mean? There's going to be different circumstances
Oh, they might
where,
be faking a funk.
yeah, some of these things you might not find out right away. You might find out later.
Mm.
Okay. So in the beginning, you're going to be thinking about, well, I'm not going to say everybody. Let me say what I was thinking about. Okay. Let me say what I was thinking about early on.
All right,
Okay.
you got it.
So what I wanted, because of your living situation, okay, I didn't necessarily get to see all those other wifely, womanly kind of things in the beginning, right? Because I was living in a different place.
Right.
So I was just coming to see you and stuff like that. So as far as finding out whether or not you could cook, you could clean, um, how domestic you were and all the kind of things, I only got to see a little touch of it. Okay. But it was enough for me to want to get to know more. And that's the other part of it too. There has to be some kind of thing in the beginning that makes you want to keep going, that makes you want to keep chasing, right? To find out more about that woman to see if, she has other attributes that you're interested in. So let's talk about some of those other attributes. Okay.
I'm saying quick. So initially was one of the things that you were like, oh, I need for her to bring to the table uh that she can cook and clean. Was that the
No, that wasn't the initial thing. So because of
so
the
did
way,
it kind of like evolve into the that was good that wasn't not present because then you might have decided or realized that's something that you wanted later, or did you, or like, I guess what I'm trying to say is
hang tight, hang
is
tight. I'll get.
upon meeting me and deciding that this could be something that could be invested in, was that like a thought, like a thing on the list that you were like waiting to check off?
Hang tight. I'm gonna get there. So because of our living situations, I didn't get to experience in the beginning the cooking and the cleaning and stuff like that. When I
Right.
came to see you where you were was clean, but it was a different situation at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I looked for in the beginning, and I'm sure other men look for, is, are you strong? And I don't mean physically strong. I mean, how do you handle your emotions? Okay. Are you a baby? You know what I mean? Are you a grown, big baby woman, right? That you whine and cry for everything and you can't handle any kind of stress, or you can't handle any kind of um, thing that comes to you that might be a little rough. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get to see those things up front.
um you mean, wait, because there's a difference between like like as a child being spoiled and then having that expectation of your spouse to do the same thing that your parents did for
That
you.
ain't
Wait,
what I'm talking about.
or it's because if I mean, because then my heart softens because I'm thinking, does the person have something else going on to why why minor stresses seem to be big? It seems like a mental health thing.
Don't
Then
nobody know that. Ain't
I'm just
nobody
saying.
want nobody think about no mental health stuff.
Oh,
It,
so then what
nobody.
if someone is bringing that to the table? What if they have
So
some?
you don't find out the crazy until later. Okay. So you don't find out the crazy till a little bit later, because in the beginning, people put on their best, right? They put on their best show, especially if they feel like there's a chance that this is something that they can see going on into the future. So you
Mhm.
put out your best. So some of those attributes, right, that's in there, you don't get to see all at the same in the
Right.
beginning,
Some
right?
people fake it, like how we
Some
kind of
people
touched
fake it
on.
till they make it, right?
Mhm.
So But
You
one of the
you
things that you
you
get to
you
see,
did that? You did that?
mind your
You
business.
did that?
One of the things that you get to see up front is how a person handles themselves in public. Okay. Like take for example, right? If we go out to a restaurant
Mm-hmm.
and maybe the waitress is not that good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of being patient and just working with the waitress, you tripping out, you flipping out, you calling names, you doing all kind of crazy stuff, you acting wild. Now,
Mm.
while you might think, oh, this is just the way that I am, the
Mm-hmm.
dude is sitting on the other side of you thinking she
She
might be a
crazy.
little crazy.
She might be a little crazy.
He's not going, he might even say, hey, babe, it's all right. Calm down. You know what I'm saying? We'll work this out. It's no big deal.
Why does it have to be her that's crazy
Can you
though?
scratch? I got an itch, y'all. This is live TV. I got an itch. Oh my goodness, it won't go away. So over there to the right.
You tried to
To the right.
scratch it.
Yep, try to scratch it, couldn't reach it. I'd have been had my armpit all in the camera. Thank you so much.
Don't nobody want to see your arm.
Don't nobody want to see that. So
See what married life
you're
is.
you're asking,
Babe, I know we on the live. Will you scratch my back?
You scratch my back.
We scratch my back, babe. Babe,
So-
babe, in the middle. No, to the left, to the left, to the left.
So you ask the girl to calm down, but she doesn't calm down, and she starts wilding out, and she thinks that's just the way that she handles things. Meanwhile, the guy's sitting over there like this, and he collecting all of that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, she might be a little crazy.
Well, I think that, but see, but that might be something that might need to be seen in order to, like there's certain red flags.
Now, this is a big one for me.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know or be able to feel, how do you feel about yourself? Now, it's called self-esteem for a reason.
Oh, here you go.
Here I go. If you have low self-esteem, all I want to do is smash. I don't want to do nothing else.
Y'all, I'm gonna apologize in advance.
Listen
for my
to
husband.
me.
No, because
I'm talking about when I was young. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about when I was younger.
That's just disrespectful.
Listen, I'm telling you what guys be thinking.
That's what dogs do. Dogs see.
You think I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy.
No, but this is what
goes on in the world.
Dogs see a woman who has low self-esteem and uses it as a way to manipulate his way into her pants. A real man is going to be like, no, you need to love yourself. Learn to love yourself, and then I hope you know, I wish you well.
21-year-old me wasn't thinking nothing like that. This is what I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to explain to you. A certain age, you ain't thinking nothing about that, because a man's gonna be like, "Yep, she got low self-esteem. I'm gonna smash and I'm gonna leave her about her business because I ain't got no time for that." Okay.
Who's saying all this?
I don't know. I'm telling you the man side that you don't ever get exposed to, that you don't understand that goes on, because
that I don't get exposed to.
Yes, because you would, I mean, we have a life to a certain age.
But yeah, but I have retrospect. I can look back and be like, oh damn, I was vulnerable and I was taking advantage at that point. Or I can see another female and be like, damn sis, I want you to pause and maybe take some time to love yourself because you not loving yourself is causing you to have these types of relationships.
You can't see develop
healthy relationships because you're not loving yourself.
No, but you can see that now. Okay, that's not the type of conversations you were having when you were younger.
In my young, inexperienced mind, no,
probably
because I didn't love myself.
Okay, so let's keep the train moving. All right, so guys don't want that. They don't want none of that long term. Okay. We need to know, right, how you feel about yourself. What's the thing I always used to say to you when we were first coming up in a relationship?
I don't know how many.
Confidence is key. Confidence is key. I'm a person.
Oh my God,
that's already confident in myself.
It sounds so arrogant when it's not coming as from love and a guide.
I'm not a therapist. I'm just talking. So when I say confidence is key, all right, I'm already a confident person within myself. So one of the attributes I'm looking for a woman to bring to the table is confidence as well. Okay. That's something I'm looking for. Whether or not you're loyal, Okay, because some of these things you can tell right off the top. Okay, confidence, loyalty. Are you weak-minded? Okay,
Okay,
are
okay,
you
okay, okay.
easily? No, hold on. You got to let me finish.
Weak-minded?
Yes. Are you?
These words,
I'm
though. Okay, all right,
I'm
come on,
not
come on.
talking about the me today. When we have the conversation about what a woman brings to the table, I'm explaining to you what I was thinking at
From
that time.
23 years ago, 24 years ago.
This is what I'm talking about. Okay.
Mm.
Forget about the
That thing
words
was
and the way
superficial and
I'm
judgy.
saying it, and you have to receive the message.
So
Okay.
nasty and so rude.
No, I'm not being rude. I'm just being honest. Okay. Now you find out some of the other stuff later. Let's say the relationship has progressed. Maybe she has her own spot. So you get over there, you hanging out over there. Now looking around the house. Oh, okay, it's clean. All right, cool. Where the dirty laundry at? Oh, okay, ain't no dirty laundry around. Oh, house smell good. The
You know, dirty laundry.
two things
What
we
if she
gonna
had dirty
check.
laundry?
No. Where is the dirty laundry? Two things we're gonna check. You ready? We're gonna check the bathroom and we're gonna check the kitchen.
Hmm.
You want me to say it again? For everybody in the back that didn't hear, we're gonna check the kitchen and we're gonna check the bathroom.
You
Because
gotta
that
watch it. You said you
sorry,
changing the camera
because that is the
focus.
two places where you can see the nastiness the quickest. All right. So now we get into the cook and the clean. Can you do laundry? Right? Are you a homemaker? You know, the loyalty, how you doing with your finances. You find that stuff out a little bit once you start getting around the person. And what? I don't know why you're looking at me like that. I don't know why you're looking at me like that. So so I do know why you're looking at me like that. I brought up finances. So let's segue and jump right into that part. Typically, when you hear people say, what does she bring to the table or what does he bring to the table? The topic of that conversation is finances. Are
That's
they
the main thing. That's where I think that's
usually that's at the top? Okay, I listed some other things, but usually that's at the top. Especially,
it's how do you contribute?
how do you contribute?
Yeah, that's what bringing something to the table is. Is how do you contribute?
Okay,
How would you contribute to this partnership?
I understand, but initially, okay,
And does that work out for you?
because you have to, when you're talking about the financial conversation, you're talking about what do you bring to the table,
But this is not a
meaning
but that's what I'm
because
saying. The money thing is not a it's not a across the board thing. Maybe it's the most common topic that the
yeah,
people
that's what
that
I'm
you were
saying.
talking to bring
That's what
up.
I'm talking about.
But the thing is it's not just that, because let's say if a person is already well off,
Hmm.
the other partner bringing in money is neither here nor there for them. Maybe what they want is loyalty and other things,
Hmm.
and then the money is like could be.
Yeah, maybe the person is well off, but what I'm telling you is that information is going to be found out pretty early on before you figure out about the loyalty and all the rest of that stuff.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
saying generally that when someone says, what does this person bring to the table? They are talking about finances.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's how it starts. Of course, there's nuance and there's circumstances regarding that, meaning, a person can have a job. Maybe, they didn't go to college and, they're not making $100,000 a year, whatever the case, but they have a
Mm-hmm.
job.
Right.
Maybe they're making $50,000 or $60,000 a year, whatever the case is. Right. And so,
I mean, it's per the individual,
right.
though.
And so
Mm-hmm.
that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe the person just started their career and they're working on something else, or they're going to school at night, trying to become something else. So now you're looking at ambition and potential and things like that.
Right. Which could be all adding and subtracting things
Right.
that could be on the list of
Right.
contributions.
Because I don't think any person, man or woman, wants to start off a relationship feeling like they need to carry the other person.
neither person needs to
Right.
go into
Neither
it that way.
wants to feel like they need to carry the other person, whether it's financially,
Mm-hmm.
emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
um, or all the other things that are attributes in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And do I have to hold up the end of all this loyalty and all this stability?
Well,
And
no, it
if we're
can't
gonna
be.
have kids, am I gonna be the one that's always gonna have to deal with the kids? Because sometimes you walk into a relationship and
Well,
somebody has a
well,
child already.
well, and that's a common thing between the dynamic between men and women, though.
Mhm.
That um, there's a consistent historical imbalance.
Okay, that's true. Oh, so I didn't let you. You know, you got to get yours off about you know what bringing something to the table means to you.
I was gonna let you finish it, and I was
No,
gonna.
no.
I
Go
mean, you was
ahead.
on a roll. You was on a roll. I was letting you. I was just,
I
just
mean,
go
I
ahead.
am the talent, so I got to do my part. Your turn. What you got?
I was coming in with just like the generalization of it, that it's a contribution, that every person is different. So while there might be a woman that may look at you and never date you because you wouldn't be making enough money,
Mm-hmm.
or you got too many kids, or you know, that kind of thing. um it's it's that it's individual.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was more like a basic line of, you know, the loyalty, the respect, that kind of thing, the things that actually matter in the relationship. Because the thing is about, because people get stuck in this monetary thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's super popular these days to be like, oh, I need somebody making this much, or this person got to be doing this or whatever. But you could get into the relationship, and what happens when the money is no longer there? What happens if someone loses their job? You stop being a partner, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's that whole one-sidedness, like, oh, I'm not supposed to be carrying another whole person. Well, no, but in a partnership, you're not carrying the other person. You're a team. You start to work together. Yes, when we first started out, it wasn't this way,
Mm-hmm.
but things shifted. And so, because there was a time where you wasn't working that I was working, there was a time when I
Right.
wasn't working that you was working, and
Right.
those roles flip flop and they changed, and it kind of
Mm-hmm.
does this, you know what I mean? Everything from working to paying bills to the house to the kids, it fluxes.
Right.
So, you know, it's not necessarily one carrying the other. It's just like, hey, this is what my idea is. It should be within reason, and have an understanding that things do not always stay the same. Some people may be like, some men may be like, oh, I need a model kind of looking girl, but with that model kind of looking girl, you may not get anything but that. And
Right.
then she's going to naturally age.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't be expecting, you know, a 25-year-old woman to stay 25 looking. You know what I mean? She's going to age over time. And then you can't think that if your six-figure man may end up losing his job. You never know. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And it's just about basically coming together, working together. The whole idea of like, oh, what do you bring to the table as a prerequisite conversation is the term itself, I feel, has taken a superficial monetary meaning
Mm-hmm.
instead, and it's treated much more like a resume kind of
Mm-hmm.
questionnaire than a truly finding out how that person, what kind of person you're dealing with. That's why I think some people jump into relationships and marriage too long. They don't really know. Take the time to get to know them.
Too soon.
Yeah, what did I say?
Too long.
Yeah, too soon. Yeah.
Okay. You know, the average age for women getting married last year was 31.
The age of 31.
Age of 31
Mm-hmm.
for women, and for men it was 33 in 2020, according to the Census Bureau. And so now that's changed over the years, because back
A
in
23-year-old men marrying 31-year-old women.
no 33 for men.
33. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So back in 1998, the average age for women to get married was 25. Now it's 31. So
Do you think that's because women don't want to be married, or men are not marrying women?
Well, I think
What
it's
was the age difference for the men?
only a couple of years.
Hmm.
So I think that times are changing. So when you're talking about what do people bring to the table, um, women are waiting longer to get married because they're starting their own careers, right? You understand what I'm saying? So they're, women are going to college, getting their degrees, starting their careers, starting their lives, going out on their own, getting apartments or homes, um,
Yeah.
and buying property, doing all kind of stuff, right?
Right. Women
Um,
are doing that. Let me put this
inve-
comment up. So they should come with an optimistic mindset. Is that what you're saying, Mandy? Yes, that's what I'm saying.
okay.
Is to have you have a certain amount of you have based on your experience, you have a point set
Mm,
of what you're like. Oh, I need these things. If my previous relationship experience was someone that was like lazy,
mm,
then I might feel like, oh, I need a motivated man after
okay.
that. So
Okay.
that would shift,
Okay.
but it wouldn't. But sitting down at the table for the first date and be like, are you motivated? There's just ways. How much money do you make? You know what I mean? That just comes off as and like I said, and then you can get back to what you were saying.
Mm,
Um, I think it's simplified,
mm,
and it's put into like things are prioritized in such a way where they're fleeting. Money's fleeting, beauty and looks are fleeting. It's going to change over time. You never know. So it's like, okay, if you're looking at me like, oh, you done left me a long time ago because I don't lost how many jobs. You know what I mean? I don't been, been out of work, like, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like, you know, these you have to go into it knowing that nothing is guaranteed, nothing is cemented, but at the same time, these are basic fundamentals that can sustain, like the qualities we talked about last week, and that can sustain a relationship. That it's actually the other stuff, the money that you can work through.
Now, some of that stuff is not first date questions, and also, honestly, you can find out or make presumptions about people a lot now because of social media. Because people are putting everything that they do all on social media. Okay.
You want to mean all the good stuff?
Well, I mean, all the good stuff, right? Oh, where they're eating at, where they're going, who they, the types of people they're around, they're hanging out
That don't mean
with,
they have
and
money though.
things
They
like
could be
that.
living outside of their means.
I mean, that's true too. But if somebody's showing pictures from vacationing in the Maldives, they got to have a little money,
Or they have someone that can pay for them.
or that, right? But you're not
May
going
not be
to.
their money.
That's true. But you're not going to the Maldives without having
They might be on
a
their
way to
parents
pay for it.
money, or their sugar daddy or whomever.
And that's true too. But we apologize to the sugar daddies out there.
Oh, this is a good
So
one right here. Well, people take their cues from TV and movies, so they're chasing a fantasy.
that's
You
true
are
too. That's
absolutely
true too.
right.
So, and that's something we've actually talked about before. Before I get back to the other part about men and women, right, having these ideas and fantasies about what a relationship should look like, what a marriage should look like,
Based on what they see on TV.
based on what they see on TV, based on what other people are doing or have done. So there's something you say to me a lot. So I have a friend of mine, and he has a job. It's high value job, let's call it that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife also has a high value job.
Mm-hmm.
And so I made mention of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. So you
Oh God.
told me that the way I was saying it, even though I meant nothing by it, but the
Mm-hmm.
way I was saying it in regard to him having a high value job and his wife also having a high value job, that you took
It was
that
a trigger thing
in a
for me. It
particular
was a
way for
trigger
you,
thing
right?
for me. Yeah.
And I was not.
Oh, I guess she wasn't.
Right. And I wasn't trying to trigger you at all. Okay. I was just talking.
I mean, I know it's like a me thing, and like you weren't saying anything purposely. And you're like,
Right.
oh wow, she makes this much.
Right. And I
What she
wasn't
make?
doing that. And so
Well, go be with that.
So what happens, right? So what happens if, a man that's single, knows, not me, I'm just saying a man that's single sees their friends or people that they know and their wives are, accomplished and have this or have that or whatever. So now they started getting in their mind,
Wait
well,
a
I
minute. So you think
need,
I'm not accomplished?
listen first,
Just kidding.
saying, well, I need that. Okay. If I don't have this, then I can't get with this person. And there are people that walk around thinking and feeling that way. That, oh, if you do not have X, Y, and Z before I even get to know you, the person, it's a non-starter. Okay.
Right.
If you're not, if you haven't graduated from a particular college with a particular kind of degree and have a particular kind of job and doing this kind of thing,
Ooh, the more
or
specific you get, the less you
or
gonna
yeah, you dwindling down your
your options.
your options in your group to
Yeah.
choose from. If you don't have these things, then I can't even talk to you.
Something else very important is going to
Right.
be missing.
Then I need to be in a group where, I'm meeting this kind of man or I'm meeting this kind of woman. Okay. And so, which is very superficial because you can have those things and the person can still be crazy, or the person
An asshole.
can have past relationship issues, can have mommy and daddy issues, can have, they can have these jobs and these stuff like that and be bad with money. There's a whole host of things
Or just treat you
that
badly.
can happen, right? Or once you start living with them. Now, I'm a believer, speaking of which, I'm a believer of living with someone before you marry them. Now, um, now, a doctorate in a slim waist. That's funny. So I'm a believer that you should live with someone before you
There are
marry
people
them.
listening, so you have to say.
Also, there was a comment that said, I want somebody rich with a doctorate and a slim waist. So nothing wrong with that. Everyone has preferences. So
what you bringing to the table, though?
So funny.
What you bringing to the table, though? I'm saying,
So there could be some whole bunch of stuff in the background that you don't know anything about that you don't figure out. So, but when you don't really know, to me, and me, I know people have different spiritual beliefs and, ideas about courting and all these kinds of things.
Oh, you mean like premarital?
Yeah,
dating
premarital, this and that.
living
And
together,
that's
yeah.
all fine. I'm just a person that thinks you don't really know somebody until you live with them, because then you get to see them on the everyday humble. Okay. When it's not all makeup and this on and that on, right? And you catch them snoring or passing gas and all this kind of stuff, seeing what they look like at 6 o'clock in the morning without any makeup on, with the hair all over the place, and what kind of habits the guy has. Is he using the bathroom with the door open? You know what I'm saying?
Does he not wash his hands? Or wears his drawers too many times?
Right,
Don't shower.
You know what I mean? That's when you really, really find out what a person is about, because eventually they're going to get comfortable, or they should be comfortable, and they let the guard down. So that stuff we were talking about in the beginning about, I'm only going to show you my best. Now that we're in the house situation, you get to see all of me. Okay. And so now I get to really see what you're bringing to the table, and I get to see those attributes because, some things matter to other people. One of the things I told you early on was I need to see what you look like at 6 o'clock in the morning. When I turn over and look at you, it's dawn, you know what I'm saying? The sunlight is just starting to come through the blinds, and it's shining.
Superficial.
And it's shining on your face. And I look over at you, right? And your hair's all crazy looking, no makeup on, none of that. And then some women go to bed with makeup on. I don't understand why that
It's
happens.
bad for your skin. Don't
But
do that.
I look over at you and I'm pleased at what I'm looking at. That was big for me, because I need to know what your face actually looks like. Listen, ladies, don't at me, don't hate. Okay, there's a time and place for the fake eyelashes and the round eye and the cat eye and this and that and the other thing. Okay, and the weaves and the fake hair and all of that and the fake nails and all of that. I got it. Do your thing, sis, when you go out in them streets. Do your thing. I'm not mad at you. But what do you look like after you take all that stuff off? And because there's videos, you can go Google it. There's viral videos of women that ain't got no hair putting hair on that they didn't have. They be bald headed, but when they go out, they got hair.
But why are they bald headed?
Who cares why they're bald headed? They're bald headed. So you
Well,
faking?
there's men out there getting
No.
fake beards and stuff.
This is what I'm saying. You
and
faking the
fake
funk.
dreads and whatever.
Listen. Oh yeah, definitely fake beards. I
Fake
need to
beards
know.
and dreads.
I need to know what you look like at 6 o'clock in the
Like
morning.
it's glued. Like
Okay.
I've seen those videos
Listen
where
to
dude be
me.
bald, and then he go get
Listen,
his dreads
when I see
glued
this,
on.
when I see this right here, what this is that long pulling that long eyelash off and all that.
Why are you shaming my
I'm not-
girls
no,
about
no.
wearing lashes?
I'm not shaming. What I'm saying is, after all that is off, after all the makeup is off, after the hair
Ladies,
is
listen,
down,
as long as you're doing it for you, boo. As
after
long as all when you remove that stuff, you still love yourself. That's all that matters.
that's fine. But we ain't
If
talking
he
about
can't
that right now.
accept you
No. See,
after that stuff is off, and he's like, "Oh, you look like a totally different person," then I'm gonna be a totally different person. You don't know me no more.
listen, I'm just telling
You
you.
don't know me no more.
I'm just telling you, it's important. You similarly, I mean, okay. Do you want to do that's 300 pounds and don't take care of himself?
The key point in that is don't take care.
Right. And don't take care of himself. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Right. You don't want that. You don't want that. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody with pride and confidence. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't need a whole bunch of added other things to just be confident and have self-esteem within themselves.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people, that's something awesome that people can bring to the table. You know what I'm saying?
But you do know there's a lot of people in the world that are not confident within themselves. They don't really even know that.
Well, yeah, that's true.
They don't
I'm
even
sure.
really understand that they're not.
That's true. But
they fall into this fallacy of this is what my partner is supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Now
wait, I'm not finished though.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So sometimes women will be like, "Oh, I want to feel pretty."
Mm-hmm.
And that may be partially part of the relationship, what he's not doing, right? But also that's something that she needs to work on within herself. Now, there's a difference between like feeling whole as an individual, but then you feel less than when you're with a man, because then that's a relationship issue dynamic there.
Mm-hmm.
Then something that he's done to make you feel like you're not worthy or you're not valuable to him. It's almost like the perception that a woman might think that her boyfriend or whatever might have of her. But with men though, so the thing is bringing things to the table. It's just that I need vulnerability. I need openness. I need communication. So if he's brought up to shell himself in, to not show, to not talk, to wear this armor all the time, like that's a problem. And that is something that would have to be worked on. But if it's like, oh, can you tell me something really emotional about yourself? Can you tell me how long does that take? You know, in the relationship, when do you determine that is an issue? So,
you know, I blame social media for a lot of the stuff that's going on nowadays.
What do you mean?
Meaning just creating this idea that you have to do certain things in a certain way in order to attract the opposite sex. You know, with Instagram and all that kind of stuff that's out there.
Oh, the beauty stuff?
Yeah. I mean, it's changing. You see it slowly changing a little bit where people are starting to just embrace themselves how they are, right? But there was a time for some years, and it's still happening, but, you know, where it was this false sense of, oh, you know, the gram, you have to look like this and do this and be out there like this. Right. And then this is, you know,
real.
I know, but men were looking at it, right? And so they go out there looking for that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, if Shorty got a BBL, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going to look for. You know what I'm saying? I need something like that. You know what I mean? When in reality, that's not how most women look. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
just regular.
So,
You better be happy with a regular,
I
because
mean, we've been
I'm just
together a long
regular.
time. I'm sure if you haven't figured out yet, then I'm okay with whatever. I'm good.
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? So back to what I was talking about earlier about women, you
Somebody
know,
said the shell is good. Women like mystery.
about
False.
doing more things,
Wrong.
getting themselves a little bit um, more established before they start seeking long-term relationships, which is good. I feel like anyone, man or woman, should figure out themselves
Mm-hmm.
at least maybe 50%. Okay. Before
Mm-hmm.
you try to be in a relationship with somebody else. Okay. Because
That ain't
talking,
even.
I'm just using, I just split
I'm
it down. I
saying,
just split it down the middle.
if you're our age and you've been with your person for 15, 20 years, if you've been together for 10 years,
Mm.
you did not know yourself before.
Mm.
I'm just saying, because
Listen.
there's like a full circle kind of transformation that happens, like it's an evolution
Mm.
of just things where you used to be. I mean, because I'm sure you can look just even 10 years ago, the things that concerned you before are just like, why did I waste so much time with that?
That's true.
Um,
That's true.
where it's just like, why that doesn't mean a thing to me now.
Mm.
And so maybe there was something that we as people carry and are self-conscious about 10 years ago that we're just like, it is what it is now.
Right.
Like me, I've just accepted that unless I'm willing to um, eat the way that it will take for me to eat in order and work out religiously in order to have abs, that's what I would have to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I like food too much.
You
So
do love a good cookie, as do I. Anyway, so getting back to what I was talking about. So I think you should. What? I can flirt with you. So I think you should know yourself a little
I
bit
like how you
before
just
you try
cut off
to.
what I was saying.
I did not. Before you get in a relationship with someone, because you may not even know what you bring to the table. You
You
may
may think
not
you bring
even
something to the table that you don't bring to the table.
right. You may not even know enough about yourself to know the things that make you great, to
True.
know and recognize the things that really make you a person that would be wonderful to be someone's husband or someone's wife.
Yeah, I mean, I think we get caught up in this, counting the things that are wrong with us, quote
Mm,
unquote wrong with us, or are not to what we think the social standard is. And you know, there's this, I mean, even for me, like the last time you were talking, you were like, "Oh, you like what did you say? You said that oh, it's like I knew I was pretty, but I didn't act like it, but that I
mhm.
deserved a." And it's funny because for me, I what?
What happened?
Oh,
You okay?
yeah, you just like you touched me. I didn't know what that meant.
Doesn't mean
Like, oh,
anything.
um, it just
Don't mind me. I'm just flirting a little bit. Go ahead.
you made me lose my train of thought.
That's good.
Oh my gosh, what was I saying? No, but this confident person that you portrayed me in your reflection
Mm,
back in time, I was just like, no,
mm,
actually, because what you seen and what I felt on the inside were totally different.
mm,
And that's something that I want to touch on, because it's like we might be seen, not even that we are putting a particular perspective out there, not like I'm putting on this persona and I want you to see me a particular way, but that you just may see me that way.
mm.
And that may not even be how I'm thinking or feeling. And then we go into the assumptions of, oh yeah, she's confident. Oh yeah, she's this. Meanwhile, I'm like not so confident.
Right.
Not so sure.
And I think that in a relationship, you should also be able to know what your other person brings to the table. Meaning, if someone were to ask you, someone were to say,
Mm.
instead of looking for what they don't bring to the table, okay, instead of having that list where, okay, these things are obvious and evident, but these are things that you don't do, or these are the things that you don't have, right? Instead of that,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I think if you fully getting to know the person that you're with and that you're in a relationship with, you should be able to say, these are the things I feel this person brings to the table. These are the things that I was looking for in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and these things are being met. And because these things are being met and fulfilled, it fulfills me, which then fulfills the relationship. Now, of
Yes.
course, things have to be worked on,
Mm-hmm.
okay, as you go along. But if you are not a person that is, let's say you have a child, but
Mm.
your maternal instincts suck,
Mm.
but you're married and you have a wife that's just not good at being a mother, that's going to cause a problem in a relationship.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think that that's a why. Why is it that the person is not parental like
Mm,
naturally? Is it because of their upbringing?
mm,
Is it because they just don't care? Because that's the difference between um I'm just doing what I seen as a child coming up because it's how my caretakers,
took care of me. This is
right,
what they did. Right.
right,
Mm,
and then just not really caring,
right.
not really, not doing it because they could care less. Then
Mm.
that's a big difference.
Now, here's a big one. And I know that this is a word you use all the time that I rarely
Mm-hmm.
use is what is your spirit like?
Oh,
Now, and I'm not saying whether or not you're spiritual.
yeah.
I'm talking about inside of you.
Your moral compass, your
Is the
integrity.
devil in there trying to get out? Are you
Mm.
spawned from the devil? Are you a devil's child? Are you a devil's related to the devil in any kind of way? What's in here?
Right.
That's important because that will definitely leak out
That's a that's
and
a that's a
stretch
good attribute
into
for someone to
other
be
things.
kind.
Okay.
Kindness. Because not everybody's kind.
Because if your spirit is terrible, you might be able to hide it for a little while.
No, that person is nice.
But that devil gonna come out you. Okay. You ever
They-
seen the movie Total Recall? It's an old movie. Total Recall, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right. He was cyborg or whatever you want to call it, right? And he had a little fake baby in front of him. It's Quato. It was the baby. Quato. Right. Quato was like a devil baby. Right.
I don't
And
remember.
it's an old school movie, but he had the little devil baby.
Little devil baby. What are you talking
So
about?
Quato was inside of him, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, right, was not even a real person. He was just like this vessel holding Quato
Oh.
inside, right?
Oh.
So his body separated, and Kawato was like a little fat baby who was like the devil and was evil, right? So
So the person got Quado inside him.
this is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
Lord.
So sometimes you don't know that the devil is inside of people.
The
Now, maybe
devil.
devil is a strong word,
Yes, that is a
but I'm
strong word.
saying to you,
That people
just
have, some
I'm just
people
saying it
have
to make it clear so there's no
deep
confusion.
issues.
Okay, inside of that person's spirit, they are just not right.
Okay, there's a difference between like devil evil, right?
Mhm.
That's like killers just going
No,
stalking
no,
and
I ain't
chopping
talking about
people
that.
up, that kind of thing. And then you have people that have a certain amount of hate in their body, like in them, that's like, instead of being happy for seeing someone else, succeed or whatever, they're like,
I don't like that shit.
right. Or they
Right.
just can't find it within themselves to be happy for another. It's only because they're hurting on the inside and they haven't yet figured that out.
Yeah, but
They walk around with that.
not everybody goes to therapy. So
No, but I'm saying, that's why I'm saying. Yes, bitter. Yes, we call them bitter. Yeah, they've been through some things, they've been hurt before, and they carry it around on the surface of them, and that's how they respond. Hurt people hurt
No,
people.
it's not even so much on the surface. I'm talking about sometimes it's inside.
No, that I think it's out there. I think that people choose to ignore it.
Mm. Yeah, people walking around with bad spirits and evil spirits and inside of them, and you try to
People who make
figure
fun
out
of people for being different,
right.
people who are, that mock people,
I
that's
don't know if that's an evil spirit. That's a little different thing.
no.
I'm talking about
What do you
where
mean? No, it is. Maybe it's not an evil spirit. Maybe not evil in that sense, but there's
Mhm.
something within. Because why do you think it's funny to mock someone else at their expense?
So mocking someone is different than telling a joke or something like that. That's different. Mocking is a different thing. Now you're being rude and disrespectful when you're mocking someone. I'm just talking about if you're just laughing and joking about stuff. Everybody does. Everybody makes jokes about different things.
Well, no, what I'm saying is for someone being different.
Right.
For someone being
But I
different,
ain't
like
talking about that.
if
I'm talking specifically and directly, right? About you're in a relationship and for whatever reason or unbeknownst to you or the other person, y'all in a relationship and things come up and you can't figure out why this person is reacting a certain way to a thing. Something you may think is small that you can just talk about and you can move on.
mm-hmm.
But the other person reacts angrily all the time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you talk about it, you work it out, you get past it. Something else comes up. They react angrily all the time. Okay. Or they say hurtful things to one another. Right. And that's something that's deep rooted inside of them that you cannot fix.
Yes.
Okay. You can fix whatever the argument was about the time and that moment, but you can't fix what's digging at them inside of them that maybe they can't even understand or put a title on or anything like that. That's what I mean when I say your spirit is bad. That's what I'm talking about. How you can be in a relationship with someone and you don't even want that person to do good or be good.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's some evil spirit type stuff.
You
Like
keep saying evil spirit, but I don't think that's evil so much as it is
okay, so maybe
inner self.
so take the evil out. It's just a bad spirit. I fail to understand how two people can be in a relationship and one of the persons in the relationship doesn't want their partner to do well.
Right.
It's like, I only want me to do well.
Right.
And you just got to come along. I don't want anything good for you. Nah, I'm hating on all that shit or stuff. I'm going to stand in your way because I need to get me. I need to make sure that everything I'm doing is working out 100%. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? That's some inside spiritual stuff right there.
I can't even
you know what I mean?
I can't even wrap my brain around it. I mean, I know
I can't either.
I know that there's a certain amount of competition that comes within relationships sometimes, especially when it's like who's right and who's wrong during arguments and disagreements and whatnot. When it shouldn't be who's right or who's wrong. Right. So there's that slight competition, but when it comes down to competition as if oh, I make this much money, so I'm better than you because you make less than me, or I have this type of education and you don't, so that makes me better than you, or so on and so forth. Like that is like some, I don't know. That's what's the word that my
someone
word
saying
today.
It's called ignorance. If you look at the comments.
Yeah, but I'm looking for it's destructive. It's a destructive way of existing in the relationship. Yes, so we have a few comments. It's actually ignorance. It's called insecurity.
Yeah.
Let me see. It's called insecure, Mandy. Not even much, right? I don't think anything that we were talking about was really that much evil. And not hurting their hating.
I know people. I've known people like that.
Well, I mean, I think that the people that like just don't want anyone else to be happy is they're not settled. They're not happy with themselves. You know, people that put down other people for pursuing their dreams fear. They're not happy with themselves. They're afraid. They're afraid to go after their own, or there's something within inside themselves that they're not, you know.
The other day, sorry, did I cut you off?
No, go ahead.
No, finish. I'm sorry. Sometimes something pops in my head. I want to get it
Well,
out.
I wanted to mention
before.
earlier, because we were talking about the competition, the
Mhm.
slight competition and disagreements, and something that really helped me, even though it's really hard. It's not easy to get out of your own feelings whenever you're having a disagreement with your spouse, but something that helps is that I heard, I can't remember who it was, but when you look at the disagreement not in a I'm right, you're wrong, I'm right kind of thing, you look at it at what is in the best interest of the relationship. Because when you give it that objective point of view, you can then more easily pull your emotions from it and say, okay, well, let's meet in the middle. These are the things that I want to address. Some of these things being, hey, the qualities or the bringing to the table situations. And then you can then talk about what each other needs so that you can find out how you can accomplish those things. Okay, go ahead with what you were saying.
So we were just talking about the other day on the Currys. So Steph Curry, the basketball player.
Okay.
His parents.
Let's put this comment up before we get into that. So they gave up on life and they try to pull people down.
Mhm.
It's true.
Yeah,
They won't admit it though.
Yeah.
Until they do, they won't make a change.
So talking about bringing stuff to the table. The Steph Curry, basketball player, everybody knows who that is, I think.
Yep.
You know, him and his wife doing their thing. His parents filed for divorce. Okay, so now there's speculation about whatever reason they're getting divorced for.
Mm-hmm.
However, they've been married for 33 years, and this is something that you and I talk about frequently. Is you read these stories about people that might be in the public eye, or you can just Google stats and things like that about people getting divorced after being married for 25, 30, 35, 40 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're thinking to yourself, what changed so drastically that now it's come to the point of divorce? Because if you've been married to somebody for 30 years, you probably know everything about them. Okay. You have already long ago figured out what that person brings to the table. And it's been enough to sustain you for all those years.
Or not.
Or, you know, and things evolve. You know, you start out doing the next thing and you get a little better, you make a little more money, or you get some homes, or you just become a little better as time moves, right?
What you mean, talking about financially?
No, I'm talking about everything. Okay. So you've been married that long.
You're assuming things got better.
I'm presuming.
Maybe they
didn't. But I'm just talking about how at that point you have a full understanding of everything this person brings to the relationship.
Yeah.
And you've been married for that long, and then the answer is to get a divorce. Now, that's not to say other things weren't tried before that. You know, therapy, living apart, you know, or
you mean like being separated?
Being
or whatever?
separated, something like that. So you can come back together and those kinds of things. But something happened to cause that.
You know, I think it's like some people are automatically going to assume that it's this big thing that happened that just shook the ground and everything fell into it, right? But I think it's like sometimes over a long span of time of like 33 years, it's like a million fractures happened in the relationship along the way that were never tended to, and because of that, it's like the little crack in the windshield. You know what I mean? If you plug it, you're good. It won't continue to crack and crack and crack, right? But and when it's not tended to, the vibrations and everything else around it just keeps and will eventually just like it will crumble.
But 33 years is a long time.
Yeah, and that's why I say it sounds like a crumbling situation. Like it was small fractures and things that over time just upon each other. You have to consider how many years of the marriage were where he was a basketball player, right? how many years of the marriage was he a basketball player? The situations um that can happen, and I mean, I don't know the dynamic between that type of marriage, but just small things that can happen over time. And then, like this person says, you people can grow apart.
Yeah, but
It's
that's not
true.
even what I'm talking about,
What
right?
you mean?
The question I'm asking, or I guess what I'm trying to get to in a more deeper intrinsic way is, you know, everything that that person brings to the relationship. Okay. And when you talk about people grow apart,
Hmm.
right, is, you know, was whatever was there before not enough anymore?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
insignificant, or it's not as valuable to them now.
Because
Well, at least, yeah.
every day you wake up, right, you have the opportunity or the chance to work on something if it's not working. Okay.
Yeah, if you're
And
talking
then
about it, if you know,
you have a choice to
yes,
put the work in, right? You
yes.
get a chance to do it, right? Because it's a brand new day. Then you
Mm-hmm.
have to make that choice to say, I am going to work this out and figure this out. Now, sometimes that work means figuring yourself out.
Right.
So that way
Yes.
you can figure the relationship out.
But there are instances where, like for you and I, we work on ourselves, right?
Hmm.
And we look inward, and then we try to hold ourselves accountable for our contributions to our relationship. But there's some people that don't do that at all, right? Don't talk about how they feel. They wear these guards because of generational behaviors and such, right? They never realize that it's anything that they do. They're not even aware of it. They live this way blindly. Or you have someone that's actually working on themselves, and you have the other person that is just not.
Hmm.
So you have one person that is self-reflective and it's like, okay, I can take accountability for my part and the issues or whatever. But you have this person that is oblivious and chooses not to see anything from themselves. Then that is just,
I think marriages and relationships,
it's complicated.
and we're gonna pull this train into the station so we can get out of here. I think that marriage and relationships need something to focus on. Okay. You need goals, right? And things that you can achieve and tackle together,
What
right?
do you mean things?
So, give you an
You mean like
example. Let's
stuff with
say,
the house? But you can get
no, no,
lost in
no, no.
that
I'm not
too.
talking about stuff at the house. Let's
No,
say,
no, I'm just saying it as an example, like environmental
I'm going to give
things.
you a chance,
Okay.
an example right now. So, say you have a child, and so you want to be able to put your child through college so they don't have to walk into their adult life with debt. Okay, with 150, $200,000 worth of debt, depending on how far
Mm-hmm.
they go in their educational pursuits. Okay, so as a couple, you say, okay, what can we do to help mitigate some of this stuff for our child? Right. So now we have a
Mm-hmm.
goal. Okay,
Yes.
we talk about it and say these are the things that we need to do. These are the steps that we need to take so we can help this situation. Even it could be 10 years from now, doesn't matter. This is our goal,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now you're working on something together. Okay. And so you also need individual goals, like you were just talking about before.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do to make myself better and make myself great? What can you do to make yourself better and make yourself great?
Mm-hmm.
And then when we do that, or sorry, not when we do it, as we're doing it,
Mm-hmm.
we're also coming together,
Yeah, you check in with each other.
right? And making ourselves great. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We can't be um it can't be you're on this side of the bridge and I'm on this side of the bridge.
Right.
Okay. And we need to get to the middle of the bridge,
Yes.
but don't nobody care about that. I'm
Right.
gonna stay on
Well,
this side, you're gonna stay on that side. The laziness about this comment, right? That's right here. Okay. About getting lazy in
people
a
get lazy in
relationship.
relationships too.
Right.
Yes.
No, you're over there. I'm over here. We're trying to be here
Yeah,
because
but
this is the only way this is going to be successful.
so that's what I wanted to say, because working on an environmental goal, when what I mean is something that's outside of the relationship,
Mhm.
can be we're goal oriented, where you're goal oriented people, but your goals are not within the relationship. You're not doing things. You're feeding, like, okay, we want to make sure that the kids can go to college without
Mhm.
debt, and we're going to work, and we have all this side stuff, and we have this passive income, and we have doing this, and that's concentration, that's goal oriented outside of the relationship. But there needs to be like internal meetings, like there are business meetings, and you come together and you compare notes and numbers
That's a
and
good
all that
point.
other
That's a good point.
stuff. You have to do that together. Check in. Hey,
Yeah,
are we
that's a good
putting
point.
enough time in?
Mhm.
Are you hearing me? Am I hearing you? Are there some things that perhaps, because of old behaviors that you haven't yet talked about, that you know what, backslid into old ways, and I didn't tell you that this thing you said or did bothered me, and now I'm carrying it with me, and it's making all our interactions a little bit more difficult because I haven't yet realized that I haven't even said anything to you about it.
Mhm.
Checking in with each other. Are you okay? Are we okay? What can we do to improve? It's like maintenance on the
Mhm.
relationship, on specifically on the relationship, and not necessarily on things to do around it.
Right.
Because you can get lost, because you can get lost in raising the kids, you can get lost of the day-to-day hustle and bustle, you can get lost, and then after the kids are gone, you're like, hey stranger, you know
Right.
what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So
Right.
if you're not taking the time to keep that flame going, to keep the communication open, to be actually invested in each other and how each other feels about each other, you got to talk to each other. Are you listening? Are you understanding? Are you validating? Are you getting outside of each individual's own emotions to hear the other person, to get to where you want to be?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. True story.
So, anyways, you about to close?
Well, I'm the talent, so I got to close it
No,
out. You brought some good stuff today, though.
I'm.
You brought some good stuff today.
I bring good stuff all the
I
time.
know, but I'm just acknowledging that you came with some good stuff today.
Just today.
I mean, you
Mm,
came with some good stuff today.
thank you.
Come with some other good stuff later.
Nope.
Yes, because that's what we do around here.
All right, guys.
Plug your Don't be shy.
Yes, thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, check me out on Instagram. I am have words with her on Instagram.
Doing big things.
Yes, some things.
Mm-hmm.
Come check me out, and of course you can find us at Gonna Have Words on Instagram and Facebook. If you have not yet joined our private group, please do so, and go on the page and share this video to all your friends and family who are of age.
Let me say publicly, okay? I want to say publicly that, um, I'm proud of you for starting your own thing.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, because I know being in front of a camera and all those kinds of things, it's not necessarily your comfort zone, things like that.
Nope.
But you doing it, you starting it out, you starting to get content material out there. I'm just real proud of you for stepping out your comfort zone and doing your thing.
Yeah, it's been real uncomfortable.
It's all right. It's gonna be all right.
Real uncomfortable.
Keep doing your
Thank
thing.
you.
All right. Well, thank you everyone that was able to watch today while we were live. Thank you so much for all the comments. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
For everyone that's in the group, we appreciate y'all. Please, please, please like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Check us out. Talk about us to your friends and your family. We are here. We're gonna keep coming with these lives. Got some good topics coming. Oh, what's the next lives topic? Do you remember?
I forget.
You forgot.
Wait, yeah. Did we say something?
We forgot. That's okay.
Yeah. We'll put it out there.
We'll post it up so everybody knows when we're going to be live.
And if you have
again.
any topic ideas, please.
Yep.
Please let us know. Oh, wait, we were talking about guests. Is that what we're talking about?
No. So for all those with kids that are about to start school, hey, welcome back to the school year, even though all the craziness that's still going on with all of that.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Wish everybody luck with navigating all those kinds of things that's going on. Stay safe, stay healthy. We appreciate y'all. Come back and check us out next time.
Until then, be good.
Be good, everybody.
Bye.